say you're in 2011 and a friend talked to you about investing in Bitcoin. He tells you it will be worth it in the future, that Bitcoin will increase in value over time. You thought they were nuts, of course, but it was worth $1 at that time, and you could have bought like $10,000 of it. And if you had, you'd have a net worth of $200 million today. I know, right? I didn't buy as well, so I feel you. But hey, all is not lost. We're still quite early in 2023, and you still have a lot of time. Besides, there's much more about Bitcoin, and we're going to go through it all. In this video, we'll dive deep into the fundamentals of Bitcoin, exploring everything from very basics to more in-depth concepts. Whether you're just curious about Bitcoin or ready to make your first transaction, this video has something for you. And by the end of it, our goal is that you don't miss any other opportunities regarding Bitcoin, besides realizing it is way simpler than you're thinking right now. So, ready to become a Bitcoin expert?
Yay!
Let's break it down. We'll kick things off with the basics. Bitcoin is a digital currency created back in 2009 by an anonymous person or group of people called Satoshi Nakamoto. Over time, its adoption has increased, and as the world continues to change, Bitcoin is becoming much more than just a digital currency. It is a revolution in the way we think about money. Its importance has grown over time from serving as a store of value that acts as a hedge against inflation and economic instability to promoting financial inclusion, challenging traditional financial systems, and inspiring technological innovation. That means its importance extends far beyond being a medium of exchange. It has a financial, geopolitical, cultural, and social background. To fully understand it, we must approach all these facets that demand a comprehensive perspective. And why is that? Well, you've probably heard that Bitcoin is fake or a Ponzi scheme, and that's what lots of people think. And why are they thinking that? Because Bitcoin is misrepresented in media, and not everyone has actually researched about it. Not many people have looked into the traditional bank system either, and that's why it has so much power over societies. On the flip side, Bitcoin offers financial freedom, and it's not limited to a selected few. It's accessible to anyone with internet connection, no need to wait for banks to open, or paying high fees for international transactions. You have the autonomy to manage your wealth on your terms while staying anonymous. This takes us to the next question. What's the difference between fiat money and cryptocurrency? Fiat currencies are the traditional currencies, like the dollar, euro, or yen. They're issued by central banks, controlled by governments, and regulated through traditional banking systems. These central banks have authority to print more money, control interest rates, and implement monetary policies. As a result, the value and stability of fiat currencies largely depend on the policies and decisions made by these central authorities. Cryptocurrencies, on the other hand, are decentralized, governed by technology, and accessible to anyone, as we already mentioned. It operates on a global network of computers known as a blockchain. This means that Bitcoin is immune to direct government manipulation and control. Therefore, you can be your own bank. In a nutshell, while central banks have control over the management of fiat currencies, cryptocurrencies operate on a decentralized network, keeping them away from the government's intervention. And this has significant implications for their use, stability, and long-term outlook. Beyond the main difference in centralization, there are several other distinctions between fiat and crypto. For instance, unlike fiat currencies that are subject to inflation due to central banks' monetary policies, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have a fixed supply. This limited supply, often expressed as a cap or maximum number of coins, can protect against devaluation of assets over time. Also, since Bitcoin operates on blockchain technology, it provides a transparent ledger of all transactions, which enhances trust and security as anyone from anywhere around the globe can verify transactions on it. Besides that, with crypto, users have full control over their digital assets, private keys, which are essential for accessing and managing your wallet, are entirely in the hands of the owner, you. We'll go back to this. Now that you know the Bitcoin basics, its history, and the differences between crypto and fiat currencies, we're ready to talk about how Bitcoin actually works. Bitcoin's transactions are the backbone of this digital revolution, and here's why. It's quite simple to send Bitcoin to your friend on the street or family members across borders. We can also use Bitcoin for goods and services, while businesses and charitable organizations are already accepting crypto. Also, Bitcoin has made donations more transparent and efficient. And best of all, Bitcoin transactions are fast, transparent, and secure with no boundaries. You don't have to worry about currency conversion rates or wait for banks to process international transfers. Before we continue, if there are any crypto terms that sound unfamiliar to you, let us know in the comments. And if you want to learn the most important crypto terms for beginners so you don't go out there barking up the wrong tree, we have a video for you. I'll be adding it to the description below. Cool, back to Bitcoin. So, how are the transactions secured and how can you trust the security of your assets? Get into the blockchain. It is an unbroken record of all Bitcoin transactions. Basically, Bitcoin consists of a bunch of interconnected blocks, each containing a batch of recent transactions. Once a block is validated, it's added to the chain, and it's where the Bitcoin magic happens. This technology guarantees the privacy, security, and longevity of your Bitcoin assets. Earlier, we discussed how your transactions are sealed with your private keys, creating a unique digital signature. Blockchain is what validates the transaction and ensures that you and only you have access to and can control your Bitcoin. That means Bitcoin is a highly trustworthy digital asset to keep, thanks to the blockchain's decentralized and transparent nature. And this makes it an ideal virtual safe haven. When you make a decision to be your own bank and take control of your own assets, you're supporting those three pillars we introduced at the beginning of the video. Promoting financial inclusion, challenging the conventional financial systems, and fostering technological innovation. So, since you need to make sure your own Bitcoin is safe, how do you store it correctly? This is where Bitcoin wallets come into play. Bitcoin wallets are digital tools that allow you to store, manage, and interact with your holdings. They consist of two main components, which are the public and private keys. The public key is your Bitcoin address, just like your email address, the one you give away to other people. On the other hand, the private key is confidential. It's your secret key, the one you need for authorizing transactions and accessing your Bitcoin. There are different types of Bitcoin wallets, such as mobile wallets, desktop wallets, and hardware wallets. And there are advantages and uses for all of them. If you're interested in learning more about Bitcoin wallets, check out our previous video on Bitcoin wallets for beginners. We're adding the card up here. Now let's talk about some tips to ensure your Bitcoin stays safe. First, never share your private key with anyone. It allows you to access your holdings, so you want to make sure you keep it a secret. Also, it's possible to recover your public key, but impossible to recover the private key if you lose or forget it. So to not lose your assets, keep it in a safe place, one that only you have access to. Choose hardware wallets or software wallets from trusted sources to reduce the risk of security breaches. Be aware of phishing attempts and always double-check website addresses when interacting with your Bitcoin. And last but not least, back up your wallet and private keys. Store these backups in multiple secure locations. This ensures you can recover your Bitcoin if you lose your device or access to your wallet. I guess you're ready to make your first Bitcoin transaction, right? Now let's go over a few examples together. Imagine you want to pay a friend for dinner. Instead of choosing the traditional option, you can use Bitcoin. Here's how it works. First, open your Bitcoin wallet. If you haven't already set up a wallet, check out our video on Bitcoin wallets for beginners to get started and come back afterwards. In your wallet, find the option to send Bitcoin. enter your friend's Bitcoin address, and make sure you've got the right address to avoid sending it to the wrong person. Add in the amount of Bitcoin you're sending, and some wallets allow you to add a brief note to the transaction. This can be helpful for record keeping, so add it if you want. Double check the transaction details, including the recipient's address and the amount. Once you're done, confirm the transaction. Depending on the wallet and network congestion, you might be prompted to choose a transaction fee. Higher fees often result in faster confirmation times. You'll need to provide wallet's private key or use another authentication method to verify your identity. Once you have confirmed the details and started the transaction, the Bitcoin network will process it and your friend will receive the Bitcoin in their wallet. Simple as that.
Yay!
If you're the one receiving Bitcoin, you can go to blockonomics.co/create invoice, enter your invoice description, attach receipts and files if needed, paste your Bitcoin address that you'll find in your wallet, add in the amount you're receiving, the invoice due date, and done. You can now send it to the one who's paying you. You can also pay stuff in Bitcoin when online shopping, for example. Instead of choosing the traditional method, you can go ahead and click on the Bitcoin option if there's one. Add in your information for shipping as usual, and it will show a QR code, the store's Bitcoin address, and the amount of Bitcoin you must send. You can either pay it using the QR code or copying and pasting the address. It's that easy. And in case you have a website and want to start accepting Bitcoin, we can help you on that. The link will be in the description below as well. We've covered quite a journey today, huh? We went from the very basics of Bitcoin to learning about its history, wallets, and finally sending and receiving Bitcoin like a pro. Mission accomplished. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more crypto content. See you in the next video.